rise. What trickery is this? Mal'Ganis! I don't know how you survived, but I will...
Calm yourself, Prince Arthas. I am Tichondrius. Like Mal'Ganis, I am a Dreadlord. But I am not your enemy. In truth, I've come to congratulate you.
Congratulate me?
By killing your own father and delivering this land to the Scourge, you have passed your first test. The Lich King is pleased with your enthusiasm.
Yes. I've damned everyone and everything I've ever loved in his name. And I still feel no remorse, no shame, no pity.
The rune blade that you carry was forged by the Lich King and empowered to steal souls. Yours was the first one it claimed.
Then I'll make do without one. What is the Lich King's will?
The cult of the damned must be rallied once again. Many of the acolytes have been in hiding amongst the populace. Once you've rallied them, I will give you further instructions.
What is it now? Speak, fool. Tread lightly. No one orders me around. This is more like
Greetings, great lord. Our master, Kel'Thuzad, told us that you would come.
Kel'Thuzad? How could he have known it?
Be wary. If the townsfolk see your undead minions, they'll call the local guards to stop you. My sight is yours. I go unseen. I'll look into it. Let's see. I shall be your eyes. All shall be revealed. All shall be revealed.
Speak, fool. Frostmourne hungers. Tread lightly. Ah, at last. Ah, at last. Faithless coward. Finally. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. What is it now? Now, Frostmourne. You will know endless torment. Your pain shall be legendary. I'll make sure you suffer. Ah, at last. Finally. This is more like it. No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers. At last. For the Lich King. This is more like it. No one orders me around. Finally. Tread lightly. What is it now? Frostmourne hungers. Finally. You will know endless torment. Speak, fool. At last. Frostmourne hungers.
Must be.
No one orders me around. This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. At last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Now, Frostmourne. At last. Speak, fool. Tread lightly. What is it now? No one orders me around. Finally. For the Lich King. At last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Finally. This is more like it.
What needs revealing? Speak, fool.
Finally. What is it now? At last. Tread lightly.
I shall be your eyes. I go unseen. Let's see. I'll look into it.
What is it now?
Must be.
No one orders me around.
What needs revealing? I'll look into it. I go unseen. All shall be revealed. Let's see. All shall be revealed.
Tread lightly. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Finally.
Seek out the local graveyards. Those buried there will serve you well.
Speak, fool. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. At last. This is more like it. I'll make sure you suffer. What is it now? at last. Tread lightly.
Speak, fool.
Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. At last. Finally. At last. This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers.
My sight is yours. I go unseen. Let's see. I'll look into it. I go unseen. Let's see. All shall be revealed. I'll look into it. All shall be revealed. Let's see. I go unseen. I'll look into it.
No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like it. At last. This is more like it. At last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. At last. Finally. Finally. At last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers.
The damned stand ready.
Like it. Finally. Tread lightly. Frostmourne hungers. At last. At last.
The dead have risen again.
How could you murder your own father?
Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it.
I shall be your eyes.
What is it now? No one orders me around. Finally. At last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers.
What needs revealing? Let's see. Speak, fool.
Finally. Faithless coward.
Speak, fool. Thy bidding, master.
Your pain shall be legendary. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. At last. What is it now? This is more like
My life for Ner'zhul.
What did we ever do
This
to
is more
you?
like it. At last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Finally. I'm in luck. These graves were dug recently. Arise in the name of the Lich King. No one orders me around. Tread lightly. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Finally. This is more like it. You will know endless torment. Frostmourne hungers. What is it now? Ah, at last. Ah, at last. Tread lightly. No one orders me around. Speak, fool. Finally. Tread lightly. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. No one orders me around. Ah, at last. What is it now? Speak, fool. Tread lightly. Speak, fool. No one orders me around. This is more like it.
Say your prayers.
Frostmourne hungers. Frostmourne hungers. No one orders me around. Speak, fool. Tread lightly. For the Lich King. This is more like it. What is it now?
What does the shadow will?
Tread lightly. Finally. Now, Frostmourne. Your pain shall be legendary. Speak, fool. Ah, at last. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Ah, at last.
Kill them all twice, that's what I say.
The undead! Sound the alarm!
I'll make sure you suffer.
Prince Arthas, arm yourselves!
This is more like it. What is it now? No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers. No one orders me around. Ah, at last. Finally. Ah, at last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. At last. What is it now? Tread lightly. Speak, fool. Finally. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. At last. Finally. Tread lightly. What is it now? No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers.
No one else available?
Speak, fool.
Must
Tread lightly. This is more like it. No one orders me around. What is it now? At last. This is more like it. At last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. At last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Speak, fool. Tread lightly. This is more like it.
I bow to your will.
Finally.
No one else available? No one else available?
At last. No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers. Speak, fool. What is it now? This is more like it. Finally. This is more like it. Tread lightly. Faithless coward. Speak, fool. At last. What is it now? Frostmourne hungers. Your pain shall be legendary. Finally. No one orders me around. At last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. At last.
What did we ever do to you?
At last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like it. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Ah,
You bastard!
finally. Frostmourne hungers.
I'm done dead. Slay 'em all!
Speak, fool. What is it? This is more like it. Ah, at last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Tread lightly.
Must feel.
No one orders
My life for Ner'zhul.
Finally. What is it now? This is more like it.
Where shall my blood be spilled?
Ah, at last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers.
I live only to serve, great lord.
Ah, at last. No one orders me around. Finally. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Ah, at last.
Where shall my blood be spilled?
You will know endless torment. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Finally. This is more like it. Ah, at last. What is it now? Speak, fool. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Ah, at last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Now, Frostmourne. For the Lich King. Faithless coward. Tread lightly. This is more like it. I'll make sure you suffer. What is it now? Finally. You will know endless torment. Your pain shall be legendary. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it.
My sight is yours. All shall be revealed. I go unseen.
No one orders me
My
around.
sight is yours. I'll look into it.
Tread lightly. Finally. At last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally.
What needs revealing?
Speak, fool.
Who's that?
No one orders me around. Frostmourne. This is more like it. I'll make sure you suffer.
It's them! Bust them! Kill them all!
Must feel.
Tread lightly. For the Lich King. Speak, fool.
I shall be your eyes.
What is it now? What is it now? At last. This is more like it.
I wish only to serve.
Frostmourne hungers. Finally. At last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it.
My sight is yours.
Tread lightly. Frostmourne hungers. No one orders me around. Speak, fool. Tread lightly. Finally. Speak, fool. What is it now? No one orders me around. Tread lightly. No one orders me around. This is more like it. What is it now? Speak, fool. No one orders me around. At last. I'll make sure you suffer. At last. You will know endless torment. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Speak, fool. Tread lightly. What is it now? This is more like it. At last. At last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like it. Finally. At last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it.
Thy bidding, master.
At last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like
Where shall my blood be spilled?
it. This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. At last. Speak, fool. Your pain shall be legendary. For the Lich King. At last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Finally. This is more like it. At last. Frostmourne hungers. Frostmourne hungers. At last. This is more like it.
My life for Ner'zhul.
At last. Frostmourne hungers.
Well done, Death Knight. The cult is nearly assembled.
Lordaeron lies in ashes. What good are these cultists to us now?
They will aid you in your next undertaking.
And what's that?
You will go to Underhall and recover the remains of the Acolyte's former master, the necromancer, Kel'Thuzad.